Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Now that's the new edition way.
I feel like there's another level we can take it to.
What you think, Mike?
2 steps ahead of you, Slick.
What's good, bro?
What you doing, man?
I'm in.
Woman, you don't even know what I'm getting ready to ask you.
Here's the vision. All 3 of us on the same stage every night.
Gonna be crazy.
No barriers, no separation.
It'll be like 9 kings and a queen.
The next level starts now.
I want to give Jock Landale some freaking love, bro. The dude been balling out of his mind.
Jock's a good player.
Jock Landale's been great for the Grizzlies. He has just been, in his own words, miscast.
Yeah, but this has been the best career.
If he's your backup 5, he has been just, and even thrown into a situation that he wasn't expecting to be thrown into. Yeah. He has been outstanding.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Jeff Dunham, Artificial Intelligence, his all-new tour.
You're the other white meat. How can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other? Well, you're half of it. I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
Live from the Built Ford Tough studio at FedEx Forum, it's the Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Gary Parrish.
Speaking to you from Midtown Manhattan, New York City. Bennett Doyle back in Memphis producing the program. Glad he's with me. Glad you're with me. Hope you're getting through the day best you can. And I thank you if you battled the weather to get downtown last night for a professional basketball game between 2 NBA franchises. Unfortunately, it didn't go the Grizzlies' way again. We'll talk about it momentarily. First, though, quickly, let me set today's schedule for you. The next segment, about 20 minutes, Michael Wallace going to join me, senior editor, Grind City Media. Nobody is with the Grizzlies up close and personal as much as him, so with the trade deadline approaching, he's a great person to talk to. Michael Wallace will join me in the next segment. Finish talking to him, we'll take a break, come back, do 5 more things you need to know, at which point we're going to discuss 5 previously undiscussed stories, among them Penny Hardaway's Tigers. Will be back inside FedEx Forum tonight. They're entering on a 2-game losing streak. The opponent tonight, Florida Atlantic. We'll get you ready for Memphis FAU. We'll do that in about 40 minutes. LeBron James got emotional in what could have been, might have been, his final game in Cleveland last night. We'll show you some king tears. He cried. A little later on in the show, Spurs star Victor Wembanyama went big last night in a 111-99 victory over the Houston Rockets. Continues to be amazing. I'll run you through some crazy numbers. We'll do that in just a bit. The Australian Open continues to unfold down in Melbourne. I was watching world number 1 Arena Sabalenka in the middle of the night. I'll tell you what it's like to have poor sleeping habits. We'll do that in the 3rd segment. And Inception, Clueless, and Before Sunrise are among the 25 films selected for preservation by the National Film Registry. I'll ask Bennett if he's seen all 3. We'll do that during a segment we call 5 More Things You Need to Know. Then we'll eventually do GP's Carryout, and we'll call it a day. So that's the rundown. We got a lot to get to, but I did want to start with your Memphis Grizzlies because game 45 of a scheduled 82, it was played last night in downtown Memphis. The result was yuck, another loss. Final score, Hornets won 12, Grizzlies 97. if you want some good news, it's that the Grizzlies did not, I repeat, did not squander a double-digit lead and lose last night for what would have been the sixth time in an 8-game span. That's a positive. That's a positive, I guess. Problem, of course, is that that is only technically true because the Grizz never led by double digits. They barely led it at all. The Grizzlies' biggest lead and last lead, a 3-point lead at 5-2. What followed was a 5-0 run very early. This thing was done early. From Charlotte, they gave the Hornets their first lead of the night, never lost it, and that, as they say, was that. Jaren Jackson Jr. got a team-high 26 points on a team-high 20 shots, but it was not enough, in part because I assume, and don't ever lose track of this, he was joined in the starting lineup by a rookie, 2 second-round draft picks, and a 30-year-old journeyman who was minus 26 last night. I'm ill-prepared to form an argument that Tomas Isolo is the next Greg Popovich, but I am comfortable telling you even Greg Popovich would struggle under these circumstances. Either way, last night, depressing. Big Bennett, good to see you on Thursday morning. Looking forward to seeing you in person tomorrow. God
Hopefully,
willing.
yep.
I mean, fingers crossed and all that stuff. But, can you please provide your thoughts on last night's 48 minutes of basketball played inside FedEx Forum? It's woo.
Yeah, man. Thanks for turning it over to me. I'll break this game down for the next 20 minutes. Actually, I will not. Moussa Diabate had 20 rebounds in the game. The Grizzlies had 29. So total as a team. So that's really about all you need to know. Yeah.
I know. And just to be clear for people who maybe don't follow it that closely, who don't know, Moussa Diabate is he's one person, right?
Correct. He is one person.
And tell me again what he did.
Yeah, he had 20 rebounds last night on his own. The Grizzlies as a team had 29. So not.
He averages 8 and 8, 8 points and 8 rebounds after being the 43rd pick in the 2022 NBA draft, following one season at Michigan. And tell the folks what he did last night to our Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah, 20 total rebounds. He also hit a three-pointer last night. It was his first of the season, so he's one of one. Yeah, of course. He's one of one on the year. So
he colocoed us?
He colocoed us, yeah. I mean, they came in here playing good basketball, and we talked about that yesterday on the show. Even still, it is very tough to stomach just getting run out by the Charlotte Hornets like that. I mean, just from what we know over the years, right? Like we've been watching this team for a long time, and it's just
I want to be clear. I don't even think about the Charlotte Hornets that often. They don't even pop into my head that much. But when they do pop into my head, you know what I think? That's not a serious franchise.
Well, they apparently are now.
I know.
No,
that's what bothers me. That's what bothers me, Bennett.
You know what the thing is, though, about them, man, is DeMichael posted this last night, and it just obviously got me thinking about the Grizzlies. They have been a team that has dealt with health issues as well, just like the Grizzlies. And now they have all their guys back, at least the guys that were going to be starters on this team, and they're good. They're good. They got everybody back, and they're good. They've still got a lot of work to do to actually try to get into the postseason because of how bad the season started for them. They're still 3.5 back of the 10th spot in the East, but they're playing well. I mean, Barkley and them last night were giving them high praise. They said they're going to make the postseason. So, you know, hey, I've said this too much already, but it is what it is.
It is what it is, man. I told you the other day. It is what it is. That's a phrase that works. It works basically everywhere in every aspect of life, but it also means the exact same thing in every aspect of life. You could be talking about a basketball team or like just walking by a table of three folks at Starbucks, and if you hear somebody is what it is, you can go ahead and assume, man, whatever's going on in their life, that ain't the way it was supposed to go. That ain't the way they had it planned. That's the only reason somebody's saying it is what it is, and here we are again. I think I heard last night on the Hornets because they are good. They have been hurt often. Developed a reputation for a variety of reasons of being a not serious franchise, and maybe they'll get back to their old ways soon. But like last night, they looked like a competent basketball team, and I believe I heard that when they're most important players are healthy. Like when these 5 guys are available, I think I heard they were 14-6 on the season, and so I believe that came out of John Roser's mouth. And the only reason I know that is because you know what I did last night? I got out of the studio about 1:35, 1:45, something like that, and I came back here and I had to pack up some stuff. Trying to get stuff done so I can make sure I don't miss my flight on my way home. And I said, you know what I can do while I'm packing up some stuff? I can pull up the double post. I pulled up the double post last night. Sabalenka was warming up, and I said, this is a good time to dive into the double post. And among others, Bennett, I heard Hunter call in, and he was fired up. Do you remember Hunter? If so, tell me what you thought of what he said.
Yeah, he just he was very unhappy at how this thing is going. I don't know. I don't have the exact transcription of his message, but he was pretty fired up last night. I do remember that about the direction that things have turned for this franchise.
He was fired up about a lot of different things. Among them, he has had just about enough of Jaren Jackson Jr. scoring points in the first part of the game and then not scoring many points in the second part of the game. He emphasized that. And then I went over to dailymemphian.com, and I believe Chris Harrington had the byline, but here is a part of that story. The Grizzlies got a strong first half from Jaren Jackson Jr., who had 22 points on 8 of 10 shooting with 4 rebounds and 4 assists. Jackson couldn't find the same groove in the second half, scoring only 6 more points on 2 of 10 shooting with no additional rebounds or assists. And I think this is what Hunter emphasized last night. That's probably the first time that paragraph has been written exactly that way. But there's been a lot of paragraphs over the years written exactly that way, or at least in, with a similar sentiment. And Hunter, I gather he's not the only one who is frustrated by that. And hand to heart, like I'm being serious here, I think it was helpful for me to listen to you guys last night in studio and listen to those fans call in, because I haven't been home in a little bit, and so you might walk around Poplar or Highland or Bill Street or wherever and sit in the coffee shop or go to lunch or go to dinner or go to basketball practice for your kids or a hitting instruction for your teenager or whatever, dropping somebody off at school, and somebody will say, hey, what's going on with the Grizzlies? What do you think's happening here? Hey, let me tell you what I think. Buddy, did you see Jaren last night? What do you think of the way Cam Spencer's been shooting lately as opposed to the way he was shooting before? You're going to bump into people in Memphis, and you're going to feel that. People are going to ask you those questions, and you'll just stumble into conversations. You might even stumble into a conversation outside of one of our studios. But up here, people don't ask you about the Grizzlies that much. Walking from, 54th and Broadway to the CBS Broadcast Center, nobody's really going to stop you and say, so did you see the Grizz last night? So I don't hear what you guys are hearing from fans on when you're walking around the way you walk around. So I actually found it to be helpful last night, just listening to people call in and vent, because that's honestly what it felt like. I just heard one caller after another just venting, just very, very frustrated. You hear people not angry as much as just like disappointed and hurt. Like, I care about this thing. I love this thing. It was either Hunter or somebody else said, by the time I drive around, pick everybody up I'm taking to the game and get downtown, I'm about an hour 15 in the car. Then I'm about an hour 15 getting back home. This is real money that I'm spending. I care about this deeply, and I have watched it completely fall, if not apart, certainly to a place that is not enjoyable anymore. And I thought it was helpful to hear that, but buddy, I hated hearing it because it's not the type of thing you want to hear.
No, it's not at all, man. Like, I mean, we still got a ton of games left too. Like, it sucks that it's how it is right now. And I'm hoping, like, we obviously got the news yesterday that Ty Jerome's close and that Scottie Pippen Jr. is going to be coming back. Like, hopefully, we get guys back and it can get back to being, competitive. Because it's tough to watch. Last night was just, that thing was over so quick. It was tough to watch. Did I lose you? Do I still have you, GP? Maybe not. Did he drop off, Kyra? He dropped off. Okay. Well, then let's take a quick break and we'll get him hooked back on. You're listening to the Gary Parrish Show on Grind City Media.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis. Own the 2025-26 Grizzlies season with the 10-game Flex Pack, the ultimate way to catch all the action on your terms. Choose your favorite matchups from intense rivalries to weekend thrillers and customize your pack to fit your schedule. With 10 games to pick, you'll never miss the moments that matter most. Visit Grizzlies.com/packs today to build your perfect ticket pack and cheer on the Grizzlies your way. It's your team, your season, and your schedule. So don't miss out.
Grizz Nation, Friday nights just got a whole lot better. Introducing Buckets and Brews, the ultimate way to tip off your weekend. Every Friday this season, grab a terrace-level ticket to the Grizz game and 2 12-ounce Miller Lights for just $55. Get great seats, cold brews, and Grizzlies basketball. It's everything you need to start your weekend off right. So get the deal that's too cold to hold. Go to Grizzlies.com/Friday to lock in your tickets today.
Duke is suing their quarterback because Darian Menza announced he was entering the transfer portal last Friday. So Duke said, no, you're not.
I'm all for NIL. I'm all for player freedom to transfer and player empowerment. But just saying, I signed the contract, but the contract doesn't matter. I don't understand how that works.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
I'm in New York City, Bennett Doyle, back inside the Built Ford Tough studio. That's snowy downtown Memphis. Bennett, do you think I'm going to be able to drive home safely?
Oh,
do you think I'm going to be able to? What were you? What were you saying no
I
to?
thought you were going to say get through the show.
Oh.
We'll see.
Well, that too. That too. But I was going to ask you more specifically. Back to this nonsense. I'm supposed to land at Memphis International at some point today. Will I be able to drive home safely?
Do you have all-wheel drive on your car?
Okay, so here's what's going on. Here, you got a minute?
Yeah, I got a minute.
Okay, here's what's going on. At some point over the past month or so, my wife was driving her vehicle home from her store, and she hit a deer, smacked it good. And it was wild. It was just one of those nights, man. Deer were getting smacked. Mississippi's a wild place sometimes for a lot of different reasons. But in this specifically talking about deers here, there were 3 dead deers at the same place on the interstate, I believe, or on Getwell between our house and her store. And she was responsible for one of them. So her car's messed up, all right? And then she had to get a rental.
Okay.
So she got a rental, and she decided, hey, when I get a rental, like, I'm just going to get a truck because, like,
I saw you in that big-ass truck.
Okay. So he goes, I just going to get a truck as a rental because, like, I need to be moving some things back and forth from the store to the house or what. It's something like that. And so she requested a truck as her rental car.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Then she had to go to Dallas for market, and I don't guess she wanted to drive a truck all the way to Dallas and back, although it would have fit in fine in Texas. So she was like, I think I'm going to take your car to Texas. I said, that's fine with me. I'll just drive the truck. What do I care? And so she took off to Texas in my car. I took off to the airport in her truck, and that was like 2 weeks ago. I ain't been back since. So she's been trapped, like literally, not literally trapped, but like she can't get the ice is still, as of yesterday, so stacked up at my house.
Yeah.
They can't even back my car out of the garage. Like, it's a thing. I got a video of my little guy out there with a baseball bat chopping ice because he's just like, they're ready to get out of the house. So they've been, in their own little way, trapped at the house with my car. And that truck is at Memphis International.
Oh, you're golden, bro.
I got a truck at Memphis International.
Dude, you're going to get home in 10 minutes.
Wow.
You are so golden. Just find that little, I don't know how it is on a truck. Like on mine, I have to do like a gear shift to get it into four-wheel drive. You might just have to press a button on that truck. I don't know. But, buddy, put that thing in four-wheel, you're going to be good.
I think I'd just rather Uber and worry about the truck tomorrow.
You're not getting an Uber. You're not getting an Uber. I would not try that.
I think I'd rather just put my life in somebody else's hands. I don't want my life in my hands. I want my life in somebody else's hands.
I don't know if Uber's operating right now in the greater Memphis area, GP. I mean, I would assume someone that has like, I guess there's people driving Ubers that drive trucks or, Jeeps or stuff or SUVs with four-wheel drive, but it can't be that many.
I tell you what, would you have any interest in meeting me at Memphis International and just driving my truck to my house?
What time you getting in?
5 o'clock-ish.
Yeah, my car's in the shop right now, by the way. I had to bum a ride. I'm having electrical issues with my Jeep due to this weather.
Well, Bennett, I wish I'd have known that a little better than I know it. If so, I would have just offered you my truck. It's been sitting at Memphis International for 2 weeks.
But I'm hoping I'll get my Jeep back this afternoon. Shout out to the great people at Duke's Automotive and Terry Dukes, Grizzly season ticket holder, great man. So maybe I can. TBD. Let me call him when I get done with the show.
All right. So I did actually look at the temperatures. I saw at some point today it's supposed to get above 40. And if it gets above 40, in theory, we should be starting to melt a little better than we've been melting lately. So my fingers are crossed. Either way, what I was trying to say before we had internet problems, it is what it is,
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
We're all having problems this week.
I mean, what?
We're all having our own problems this week.
2026 has not been the best so far. You know?
It's off to a wild start. There's no doubt about it. Yep.
I mean, long season and all that, long year, but not off to the best start. Like if I were sitting down with 2026 right now and we were doing like a parent teacher meeting type of thing, and I was sitting down, I was like, all right, we've been at this a month. It's time to sit down and talk about it. If I was sitting down with 2026, I'd be like, you are not off to a good start.
Yeah.
You are not acting right. 2026 is not acting right.
No, not so far. Not so far.
So what I was trying to say before, and this is like the smallest part of not acting right in 2026, but what I was trying to say before I had internet problems, it is what it is. I really do think it's this room because
I know we've never had issues. We've been doing this for years.
I think it is specifically this room because I have had issues before where it's like a part of the room is fine, but like if the desk is choppy, but if I were to take the computer and just like go sit in the bathroom, it would be fine. And I think I've got one of those rooms because after I had problems maybe yesterday or whenever, I called them. And 2 days ago, I called. I was like, has anybody else called you today and said, man, the internet's not working so great over here? And they were like, nope. And I said, you sure? And they said, nope. And I said, are you telling me the truth? I didn't believe them. I didn't think they could pass
Ask them if they have any podcasters staying at the building.
Do you have any other podcasters staying here? I mean, probably, given everybody has a podcast
I would think
now.
so. Yeah, you would think so. There's probably at least one.
I bet I got one on each side of me.
Yeah.
I bet this whole hotel is nothing but just people sitting here podcasting all day long.
Probably so.
The poor cleaning people can't even get into the rooms because everybody's got do not disturb signs on their doors all day long because they're just in here podcasting all day long.
Mm-hmm.
I bet that's what's going on right now.
I bet so too.
They might have been lying, but they insisted they were being sincere. They said, no, nobody else is called. I said, so I'm the only one here with bad internet. That's what you're telling me. This thing is 35 floors, all right? This thing is 35 floors. You tell me I'm the only one with bad internet. They said, I guess so. It might just be my room, but, man, 2026 is not acting right.
Yeah.
All right. Michael Wallace.
Yes.
He's smarter. He's smarter than both of us. So, you know what? We don't even have to break. He's here right now. I see his face. Let's talk to him. Michael Wallace is GP. I'm in New York. If you can't hear but every other word I say, it's the internet's fault. I'm speaking just as clearly as I usually do, but sometimes the internet gets in the way. How are you?
Hey, I got you loud and clear, brother. Good to see you, man.
It's good to see you. So I was talking to Bennett earlier, and last night after I got out of studio, I went to YouTube and pulled up the double post show from last night's post game. Honestly, I wanted to see what Roser and everybody else was saying and thinking and listen to some of the call-ins. And it was just sort of sad listening to the fans call in and talk about the state of where we're at right now. So as you watch the Grizzlies lose for a fourth straight time last night and the season sliding away, where are we at? It's January 29th. Where are we at?
Man, you know what? It was sad sitting in there. It was sad being in the locker room afterwards. And frankly, you know what? I was encouraged by the frustration and the sadness because for the first time in a long time, I saw a locker room that was somewhat dejected by at least some of the guys, right? Like I was proud of Cam Spencer for saying, if we can't respond to this and respond better than what we showed tonight, then something's off. I needed to hear something like that from somebody. And you know, for so long, you get used to losing and you think you just, you know, kind of meander through the season and everything is okay. Well, it's not okay. You know, fans are frustrated. I listened to the same show, too, as I was driving home. And a couple of fans, what they said, you know, stood out. You know, I have some of those same concerns about some of the things that I've seen that just obviously the injuries aside, you know, the trade stuff and the Ja Morant of it all aside, there's just certain things that you want to see when you show up at FedEx Forum that resembles a competitive, locked-in, engaged team. And last night was the opposite of that. And I think when I heard the players say it, I was a little bit more encouraged because there's not that great of a disconnect, at least in last night's situation. It was disturbing to see how that game unfolded. But at the end of the day, man, this has been a long season of similar things leading to this.
I was listening to the show last night and, you know, the callers, one after another, calling in and expressing frustration, disappointment, just sort of sadness, not anger as much as just sort of like, man, I remember when this was fun. And it's not fun right now. And one thing that stood out, a lot of things stood out, but I heard one person say, I did have a good time watching the Hornets. It was like I didn't have a good time watching the Grizzlies, but like the Hornets were fun. And you just go, there's a place and time. We can pinpoint it if you want. I think a decent place is when there's a post-game interview and everybody's dancing and the whole team's behind it. And you take a picture of that and then you take a snapshot of last night. And, man, we could write books about how we went from that place to this place, but this is the place we're in right now, and it doesn't feel like there's anything that's going to quickly pull us out of here.
And GP, what's frustrating about that is, man, we still got 37, 38 games to go. We're halfway into the season, literally, right? We hadn't even reached the All-Star break yet. Like, if despair is going to come, can it hold off till late February? Can it hold off to March? You know what I mean? Can it be? But we've been dealing with this every other day, if not every other week, since October 31st, Halloween night, when Ja Morant voiced his frustrations in the locker room, and it led to that suspension. Every week has featured some level of injury that's been demoralizing, injury update that's been discouraging, losses that have been deflating, and some losses that have been embarrassing, right? And yes, in the midst of that, you have three or four developing young players that have given you more than what you expected. Cedric Coward has been a boost. Cam Spencer has been an absolute treasure in terms of what he's been able to do. In a better situation, he would be getting more and more consideration for most improved player, frankly, because of what he's done from last year to this year in terms of the jump that he's made. It's just been, there haven't been enough of those things to get you through some of the other things that have been happening. So having said all that, man, listen, you head into next week's next week's trade deadline. Maybe some things change. Maybe the trajectory of this season becomes a little bit more defined. And then okay, look, let's head into this last stretch knowing at least what direction this organization is headed in.
I was talking to Vernon yesterday here on the air, and we were discussing the trade deadline because that's the thing we're probably going to discuss every single day up until something happens or it passes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I was like, just what do you think? And he acknowledged, I think, what all of us, he was like, I don't know. He said, on one hand, I don't think you move Ja Morant for nothing, and there seems to be no trade market for him. Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, and this is where he and I are in total agreement, mm-hmm. He's like, but I listen to Michael Wallace, and I listen to DeMichael Cole, and I listen to Drew Hill, and they're all around this team on a day-to-day basis more than I am, and they all seem to think this is going to happen one way or another. So with the trade deadline a week from today, where are you at right now? Prediction, is Ja Morant going to be a member of the Memphis Grizzlies on February 6th?
If I had to, and I don't bet on these things because we would be out of a job if we did. Specifically, you and I, right? In yes. That situation. But if I had to wage my, if I had a friendly wager with my son in terms of which one of us had to shovel the garage of snow, based on that what you just suggested, I would say it would be a trade made by February 5th. And we'll wake up February 6th with at least one level of clearly defined direction with where the team is going. Now, having said that, I don't think that the Grizzlies would get absolutely nothing for Ja Morant. I don't think that that's the case. I think they have to just be strategic. What is nothing relative to what you need? Okay, do you want to get 2 or 3? Do you want the Desmond Bane haul back that you got for Desmond Bane? You're not going to get that. You're not. The market is just different right now. Do you have to settle for what the Hawks got for Trae Young? Basically 2 role players. You don't have to settle for that either. But having said that, if you get 2 young players that you can put on a trajectory around, what you have in Cedric Coward and Zach Edey, if you get 2 young players from the last couple of drafts and, maybe an expiring contract or something you got to take back, then yes, you look at that. You know what I mean? But here's the other question, though. What do you have if you move forward with Ja Morant like this? What do you see on the other side of this? Does he come back even this year? You go into next year, do you trust anything that you have going into next season with this being the case? How much longer can you do that? So those are all questions there that you have to ask from that standpoint. And, the walls are falling down literally, GP, around you right now. You know what I'm saying?
I just try to mess with my blinds.
I'll pause right there.
I just tried to mess with my blinds. I'm not smart enough to remember what they told us in school about how the earth works and the sun and rotation and all that. But I've been doing podcasts from hotel rooms long enough to know that wherever you think the sun is positioned when you start it, you could be right in the middle of a conversation and things move and the beams get it's a wild life I'm living. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
So I'll summarize now that you're focused. The question is, yes, do you give them away for nothing? No, you can't do that. But the other question you have to ask is, what happens on the other side of the trade deadline if you don't trade them? What are you looking at if you bring them back? Are you prepared for more injury absences? Are you prepared for more, check in, check out mentally and all of these kind of things? Can you build what you're doing this summer around Ja Morant, whether you get lottery picks or not? Like, where do you go with him if you don't trade him? That's the other question, that other side of this.
I hear all of that. Absolutely all of it. And that's a much easier story to tell. It's probably a simple story to tell no matter what, but an easier story to tell now that he is sidelined again. Like, he came back, played 2 games. If he'd have kept playing and kept playing well, and he's still in the lineup, and the Grizzlies have won 4 or 5, this becomes a more complicated thing to do. But, like, anybody on that side of the move Ja Morant more or less no matter what at the trade deadline argument, they're always going to be able to say, bro, he never played.
And you're right about that. You're right about that. Listen, man, Ja Morant is an electrifying player. I've been covering this league for a couple of decades now, and you don't see a Ja Morant come along ever, so often, right? Like, you just don't. You also don't see him night to night as often as you would like. So I get that part of it. But what I'm saying and where logical people should be at is, okay, when he is playing, is this good enough? It's not good enough anymore, right? There have been enough games when Ja and Jaren have played together that have still led to puzzling losses. Are they good enough to carry you forward as the anchors and as the $250 million players? Basically, you combine their salaries, that's $500 million. Is that base good enough to get you to where you want to get to, and does it justify what you're going to be paying them if you're going to be a middling team in the West? This might not be good enough. There might be enough evidence now after 7 to 8 years that, hey, man, these guys are great players. They're good. They're good. The community loves them. This was fun 3 years ago, 4 years ago. But I don't know if we can get past the 6th seed with this, right, even if they do play. So that's where I'm at with this. Is this good enough to get you to where you said you wanted to be with the championship North Star and competing with Oklahoma City, San Antonio, Denver, and all of those teams in the West that you got to get through? I don't know if this is, I don't know. I ain't gonna say I don't know. This hasn't been good enough based on what I've seen so far.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fact. I mean, nobody can argue against it. It's been a long time since this has been good, and there's no evidence, recent evidence, to support that it would get good. It is what it is the phrase of the day. Yeah. So Vernon and I were talking yesterday, and he said, you don't just give away for nothing, and that might be true. And he backed it up with, because you can't tell your fans, we just are better without him. We got nothing for him, but we're just better moving on. And I stopped, and he might be right, but the point I made in response to that was, I bet you there is somebody in the front office. I bet you there's somebody in the franchise, let's just put it that way, who actually does believe what Vernon said you can't do. I bet you there is somebody, a decision maker, who says, no, we will be better just moving on, regardless of what we theoretically get. It's time to just turn the page on this thing. Is that a sentiment that you believe is also true somewhere?
I do. I would say, man, you and Vernon got to change the subject. Y'all can't keep talking about this. Y'all gonna drive yourselves crazy. That's number one. Number two. I would also say, the fans in Memphis, I've been here for a decade. You've been here all your life for the most part. They're a lot smarter than we don't need to educate them on what they're seeing night in and night out. There's some loyal, money paying, high dollar paying season ticket holders who are MVPs who are saying, oh man, enough's enough. Like, come on, man. Yeah. Like, I'm putting down thousands of dollars year after year because I love this team. I love what I saw in this next gen, but this doesn't feel like grit and grind at all. And believe me, Garrett, those grit and grind teams, for the most part, were barely a second-round playoff team, right? They got through 1 year to get to the Western Conference Finals, got swept, but you don't remember them for being a team that never reached its potential. A team that didn't give everything it had night in and night out. You knew when you played your money that you were going to see the core four out there busting their ass, win, lose, or overtime, right? You know what I'm saying? You just knew it. That's not the feeling that these guys have, by and large, when they come and watch this team now. You don't know who you're more likely to see the players you paid your money for in street clothes than you are to see them in the layup line. And that's the other thing, man. This is just my pet peeve. Speaking of the layup line, the one thing one of those callers said last night was, dude, can y'all at least come out when they call for the Memphis Grizzlies as a team? Can you jog onto the floor with more than 3 players running out there behind the flag? Come on, man. Like, this was 3 years ago when y'all had the biggest player intro, the hottest player intro thing coming in the league. And now you got 4 players jogging out there scattered when they call for the team to come onto the floor. Like, come on, get that part right. And when fans get to that point, it's like, hey, man, this relationship, I got to look at where I'm at right now. And I think a lot of people in the front office, a lot of people on the team, a lot of people in the fan base are just like, come on, yo, let's get to the finish line and let's figure out what the next step is. I'm ready for a reset if it has to happen. And let's try to get there as smart and as intelligently and strategically as possible.
I heard that same phone call, and what that person said resonated with me, that they're picking up on that. Like that, and that's where you start to talk. That's a culture thing, a locker room thing.
Yeah.
You know, Oklahoma City does not run out of the tunnel the same way the Grizzlies run out of the tunnel.
Right.
The Spurs do not run out of the tunnel the same way the Grizzlies run out of the tunnel. Perhaps a little thing, but maybe a telling thing. Last thing that I'll get you out of here. A reset could be on the way. How big is it going to be? Is Jaren Jackson Jr., if there's phone calls coming on him, how seriously are you listening to them?
100% serious. As a matter of fact, you got to look at, okay, if I have to move on to the next reset, do we need somebody to build it around? Absolutely. Whether that's Ja or Jaren, you got to make that decision. But Ja may not, bring you back the haul that you need. Jaren may bring you back a little bit more than what you need. So if you look at that collectively, hey, can I get closer to what we got for Desmond Bane, and it might take both Ja and Jaren to get that? Then you say, okay, let's figure it out. Let's go all in with this upcoming draft. And maybe we get a lottery pick and maybe the 13th or 14th or 15th pick, and we got 2 top 15 picks, right? And then you build that around that, and then you have a couple veterans that, for salary matching purposes. Yes, you do consider it. And for the fact of the matter is, from what I've heard around the league, everybody is up for discussion when it comes to the Grizzlies and where they're going, draft-wise and trade-wise and all of those kind of things. The reset button is going to come, whether it's going to come by next week's deadline or whether it comes this summer. The reset button is going to come.
There's Michael Wallace, senior editor, Grind City Media. Make sure you're following him on X at My Mic Check. That's at My Mic Check. We just work at grindcitymedia.com. That's grindcitymedia.com. You're the best, buddy. I appreciate your time. Thank you for being here. We're going to have better and more enjoyable conversations sometime soon. I'm certain of it.
Absolutely, man. The sun is going to shine even through your backdrop right there.
I'm going to fix this during the break. Oh, buddy, you wait till I'm talking about Penny Hardaway's Tigers. A more depressing story, perhaps, but my lighting's going to be better. I promise you. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Right. That's Michael Wallace, Grind City Media. When we come back, we will turn our attention to Penny Hardaway's Tigers back inside FedEx Forum tonight, trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. It's the Gary Parrish Show presented by Ortho South.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing compares to catching your Grizzlies IRL. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight. Put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get Grizzlies tickets at Ticketmaster. Whether they're here at FedEx Forum or on the road, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you saw it live.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
The Grizzlies are proud to team up with Prime Global Group, a company on a mission to redefine real estate investment. By leveraging deep experience, strategic insight, and robust resources, Prime Global Group is shaping a smarter, socially responsible future. Whether you're an investor or simply curious, now's the time to explore innovative strategies that align with your values. Join the movement and discover how you can be a part of this exciting evolution. Visit primeglobalgroup.net to learn more and connect with the team today. That's primeglobalgroup.net.
Grizz Nation gets set for tip-off 1 hour before every Grizzlies home game with the warm-up show. Get the latest news, notes, and analysis live from courtside at FedEx Forum.
Who's going to be the tougher team that rebounds and prevents second-chance opportunities?
Join me, Lang Whitaker, along with Michael Wallace, Jessica Benson, and other personalities from Grind City Media, Memphis, and around the NBA. 1 hour before every home game, live at Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Injuries can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either, and that's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays, in the evenings, and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in, and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's orthosouth at orthosouth.org. Bennett, look at me. Do I have my lighting figured out now? It doesn't look like sunbeams are shooting through my body.
Looks way better. Looks way better. I think we're good here. Yep.
You know what happens, because that does get frustrating. I notice it as I'm looking straight into this computer screen. I notice it and I go, gee, why did I not remember to shut the blinds before I started this stupid thing? And it's because it wasn't a problem when I started the stupid thing, and so that you don't think about it. But I sleep with the blinds open. Like, what do you call people who like just they look at other people with telescopes and stuff?
Oh, it's like a rear window situation, you're saying.
Yeah, people could do that to me. If anybody wanted to watch me all night long in my hotel room, they could, because I just leave the blinds open. Because when I'm up late at night, I like looking out at the city. Like I do, people pay a lot of money to look at the New York City skyline, and I have it at my disposal 3 nights a week, all winter long. So I like to look out at that. But also, I sleep with the blinds open because I'm scared of just blowing straight through a 10 a.m. Central start. I'm scared of. I want the sun to help wake me up.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like you sleep through your.
It's never happened, but I'm terrified of it happening because I don't go to bed till like 5 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday night, on Tuesday and Wednesday nights of the season. Like weeks like this, I don't go to bed until between 4 and 5, and so I leave the blinds open so that the sun will help. Like in theory, wake me up. So I wake up with the sun just banging me in the head every morning, and then it doesn't impact the show until about 10:30 or so.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna make some notes about that. I'm gonna remember to start closing the blinds before before we hit go. All right, let's do carry out. Not carry out. Let's do 5 more things. 5 more things.
What day is it?
5 more things.
Okay.
What day is it? Hold on, just to prove that I know what's going on. It's Thursday. It's January 29th. Let's do 5 more things.
Okay.
Number 1.
Penny Hardaway's Tigers going to be inside FedEx Forum tonight, returning to the court, trying to break a 2-game losing streak. Their opponent is the Florida Atlantic Owls. Bennett, do you even care anymore? Do you even care?
Yes, I care. I will be watching. I always watch. I'm always present. I will say that this one, because we just lost to them. I don't want to play for participation trophies or anything like that, but it's like I just can't imagine a season where even the season that they were good, where you lose twice to FAU in a season. I just can't.
Bennett, I was raised on the Metro Conference. If anybody out there who was also raised on the Metro Conference, the idea that you'd be at risk in 2026 of getting swept in the regular season by the Florida Atlantic Owls. All due respect and all that, right?
All due respect, of course, yes.
All due respect and all that. But, I used to consider Purvis Ellison and the Louisville Cardinals my rival. Okay?
Yep.
I used to hate LeBradford Smith, all right? And now you're telling me I'm at risk of getting swept in the regular season by the Florida Atlantic Owls. That's where we're at.
Yeah, I mean, you know how we feel about Owls. I mean, I love them, but as far as like them playing against my team goes, it goes without saying. It's never pleasant.
I have nothing personally against Owls. That should go without saying. But, you know, when it comes to basketball competitions, I don't think we should be losing to them.
No.
Ever. Not in the NCAA tournament. Done that. Not down there. Done that. Not up here. Hopefully that doesn't happen tonight. Memphis, Florida Atlantic, 7 o'clock tip. Hey, the Tigers are 1.5-point favorites, so they're expected to get this done.
And I mean, like, the other thing, too, is, like, let's not forget, this team joined the conference, like, 3 years ago? They're first place in the conference right now. Like, come on. That can't be. It can't be.
What happened?
That
What happened, Bennett?
cannot be. Like, it just.
Remember we used to call ourselves, like, what did we call ourselves?
The best team in the conference? Did we call ourselves the basketball capital of the world?
I think people were starting to try to say things like that.
Hoop City. Hoop City.
We had an NBA franchise that was considered the next great thing. And we had a college program that was enrolling quite literally the number one recruiting classes in America. And, like, what do you think happened?
I mean, I'd still think
this is what I feel like as a basketball fan in Memphis. This is what I feel like. I feel like I just woke up in a ditch. And I'm like, shit, what happened? Why am I in this ditch? How did I end up in this ditch? You ain't supposed to ever end up in a ditch, Bennett.
Yeah, I mean, I still think you can call yourself Hoop City, even if your top teams are bad and having bad seasons.
Bro, if you get embarrassed
it's about the passion. It's about the passion of the people in the greater Memphis area. The passion for hoops. That's why we call ourselves that.
Bennett, 2026 combined with the road, combined with this internet, has beaten me down. All right?
It has me too.
It has beaten me down. And there are moments where I go, man, I can't get no lower than this. But I tell you one thing, if I got to spend a Wednesday watching the Grizzlies get embarrassed by the Hornets and a Thursday watching the Tigers lose to some Owls for the second time this season.
On national TV.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle it. Like, I'd like to think I've been working hard enough I can handle stuff a little better than maybe I used to. But embarrassed by the Hornets on a Wednesday, Tigers lose to the Owls on a Thursday to complete a regular season sweep, 2026. I can't take it, I don't think.
I mean, for what it's worth, Penny did say he was encouraged by what he saw in the second half of the Wichita State game. So hopefully some of that, I'm just saying, hopefully some of that carries over into this and we can get a much-needed win at home tonight because it is much needed.
They lost by 15 to Wichita State.
Well, they were down $1 million at halftime, so I think I guess they got back into it.
In all seriousness, like, and I'm not even goofing around. I'm not hating, whatever. But like, these press conferences, like every other one is just like I just don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't either, man. But, like, there's been too many years of, like, I bet we could pull press conferences from right in the middle of the season of I don't know how many years where it's the exact same quote or some very similar quote where it's like, I just don't know why I can't get more. I just don't know why it's going this way. This isn't Tiger basketball. Okay, now it's time to get back to Tiger basketball. Okay, I think I found it. All right, I'm encouraged. I mean, what was it the last game? We're going to come out with real energy and get back to playing Tiger basketball. It just feels like there's always a moment in these bad seasons where it's like, I don't know how we got away from Tiger basketball, but then we're going to get back to Tiger basketball, and then you lose by 15 to Wichita State. I don't know. It's just... This is not fun.
No, it is not. It is not fun. Hopefully it'll change. Again, like I'm still. I watch every game. I'm plugged in. I'm obviously a true blue till I die. And You're gonna laugh. Don't even laugh. Just they're still trying to play to get a first-round bye in this conference tournament. They just don't look away. Do not look away. Do not look away.
Say that one more time.
Say that
one more time.
They are playing
say that one more time.
for a first-round bye in the conference tournament. That is important because it is almost impossible to win these things if you don't get one of those coveted first-round byes. So I care about that, all right? That gives me something to root for, okay?
Bennett, Jesus.
Don't look away.
Bennett. I was raised on the Metro Conference.
I understand that.
I grew up.
I get it.
If you and I would have been having this conversation in 1986, you'd have had a hard time talking, but I'd have been able to do most of the heavy lifting.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have said, man, Bennett, what we're trying to do now, this Louisville team, they're probably on their way to winning the national championship. But that's our rival. And what we're trying to do now is be better than the team that has the best player in the country in Purvis Ellison and that is on its way to winning the national championship. That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
That would be our conversation on January 29th, 1986. It is January 29th, 2026, and you just told me you're trying to get a first-round bye in the 10th-rated conference in America.
Well, I am. I am what I am.
Hit your button. Let's talk about something else.
Okay.
I can't do this anymore.
I hit the button. All right.
Number 2.
LeBron James, he shed some king tears last night in Cleveland. The Lakers were in Cleveland, and he shed some tears. And not because they lost by $1 billion. That didn't seem to bother him at all. It's because they did a tribute video for him.
Mm-hmm.
For the 8th time. He's had 8 tribute videos going back to Cleveland.
That is pretty cool. I mean, I respect.
I mean, I guess you got to give him one because he's been old since he left.
Yeah,
you know?
I was trying to think because most of our guys, when they've left here, they were like closer to retirement. So you really haven't had an opportunity for someone to come back here and get like 1 million tribute videos, right?
Well, except most of the guys who've left here, they were close to retirement, but also younger than LeBron when he left Cleveland the second time.
That's actually a great point. Yes.
He even said this last night. He was like, I swear, when I left here the second time and I went to L.A., I was like, I'll play another year or two at a high level, and then that'll be it. He's like, there is no scenario. Whether he's telling it, I know nobody ever knows what to believe when it comes out of LeBron's mouth, so you can take issue with it if you want to. But he did say, if you'd have told me when I left here the last time, I'd still be playing in 2026. Like, I did not anticipate that. So I didn't know I was going to get all these tribute videos, but I appreciate him. He has now had 8 tribute videos back in downtown Cleveland, and he had never shown, this is what the reporter said, any real emotion while watching them. He might acknowledge the crowd or, whatever, but not like he was in tears last night, head in hands, grabbed Kleenexes from under the bench, like quite visibly emotionally moved. And so after the game, obviously the conversation turns to, is this the last time we're ever going to watch you play in Cleveland? And he said, it might be. So you answer that question. Is that the last time we're ever going to is that the last time we're ever going to see LeBron James in the middle of a game that he's playing in get a tribute video from the Cleveland Cavaliers?
No. I think he'll have plenty of time to see things in that arena when he's playing there next season.
You think he's going to play for the Cavs next season?
I think that there's a chance. Oh, okay, here's a video. We got it right here.
Look at him. That's an emotional king. We don't always see kings get emotional. Sometimes kings like to be a little more stoic. But look at that. That's an emotional king. That's a vulnerable king.
I mean, I love my king. I do. You know that.
I know that. I know that.
I'll take it for his word that he got emotional there.
You think he's putting on a show.
I can't confirm or deny that. I have no way. And again, like, I have like. Hang on. Let me just before I say this, let me get my king bobblehead out.
Sure.
Yeah, because I want people to understand how much I respect and love our king. But
we understand.
Come on.
You think he was putting on a show?
Come on,
Bennett. He was in Cleveland. near his hometown of Akron, a franchise where he started his professional career and won a championship after leaving in a possibly regrettable way for the Miami Heat. He comes back home. He won a championship for Cleveland. And now he's clearly in the, if not final days, final years of his career. Never know where things are going from here. But suddenly you find yourself back in this arena where you've done these great things. Your mother's in the crowd watching you. Now you're all grown up. You got gray in your beard. Your son, your oldest son, is on the roster right next to you. He's dunking in transition garbage time.
That was cool, and it was cool that they all cheered for him. I mean, that did get me. That did get me.
Bennett, how could that not make you emotional? Even if you're king, that would make me emotional. I get teared up just thinking about it.
I do hope, because I saw someone suggest that there's a chance that he does not do the retirement tour because his body's older and breaks down. And so you don't want to say that you're doing the LeBron retirement tour and then you get to Memphis and he's out because he's got an injury, right? But I would push back on that and say it is very important that he does do it, because even if he's not in uniform, like you want to do the tribute video. I mean, this is one of the greatest players of all time. Now I'm going to glaze. This is one of the greatest players of all time. You want the teams to be able to do the tribute videos for him and play clips of when he was playing against that team and things like that. I think that's important for just the league. I do.
I have assumed that this is it for a while. Like
this year?
I mean, the guy put a golf. Yeah, I just assumed like he put a golf simulator in his house. Like he's posting golf videos all the time. That's the most retirement thing ever. Like, buddy, I'm ready to go to the country club, not to the practice gym, right? But similar to the way Vernon and I are like, you know, do you really move John Morant just for like whatever? And it's like, but Drew Hill thinks you probably should, and DeMichael Cole thinks you probably will, and Michael Wallace seems to think it's headed that direction. Like, at some point, I feel foolish arguing with the people who I know more about this than I do, who are with it every day, 24 hours a day. Like, I'm not going to argue with Michael Wallace about how the trade deadline is going to go down because I trust he knows more about it than I do. Similarly, I assume, like, yeah, this must be it for LeBron. He's old. He's not competing for championships, and he's taking up golf. Those are all the things that suggest this is it. But then you turn on the TV, and like Shaq doesn't think it's it. Kenny doesn't think it's it. Kendrick Perkins on SportsCenter last night, it's like, no, I don't think this is it. So most people in basketball seem to think he's going to keep playing, but most people in basketball do not think it will continue to be with the Lakers. And there's some thought you could just take a veteran minimum deal, go back home to Cleveland, and try to win another championship there.
Yeah, and I thought, like I mentioned, like I think it's important to do the retirement tour. Like we know how important the LeBron brand just is to the NBA. Like, dude, think about that is a guaranteed sellout, literally across the board, everywhere he goes next season. If it is the retirement tour, you know, like
Sure,
you're generating real revenue.
Well, there's no debating that, but where there would be a debate is if that is in his head somewhere, going back to Cleveland, trying to close this thing out. I think it's notable that in the postgame last night, you know, George Sedano was talking to Donovan Mitchell, and they asked Donovan Mitchell, did you see this?
No.
About LeBron James, or they asked the other player about,
I did
what's it
see
like
this.
to have LeBron James here? And the other player, Donovan Mitchell's teammate, said, this is Donovan Mitchell's city now. So, as a franchise, you need to be aware of how delicate that could be, bringing somebody, a larger-than-life figure, back into your locker room, because it will overshadow everything, including Donovan Mitchell. And is that what you want?
I think that they would be fine with that. I think that first off, that guy that said that he wouldn't be on the team. LeBron would make sure of that. Like, he's not even going to be. He's done.
You're done. You got no shot.
Yeah, get him out of here. I'll take his roster spot.
Shams is about to today. That guy's out today. He's traded today. All right.
Yeah.
Shams will be like, no, sources have told ESPN. The player who did the interview with Donovan Mitchell, his name escapes me, but it's like that player is Cleveland is open to offers for so and so after he claimed Cleveland is no longer LeBron City but Donovan Mitchell. So yeah, LeBron can handle that, but we can argue about whether they should do it or not another day. We got all July. We got all July for that.
It was Jalen Tyson. He did have 20 points in the game. I mean, he had a good. He's a good player. Like he started. He started.
Yeah, well, he's going to be starting. He can start somewhere else. You don't get to be teammates with LeBron and Bronny next year, buddy. You messed up in your postgame interview. We can debate whether it's a good, smart, whatever thing to do. At some point, we got all July. I just do think, as a front office, if you're Cleveland, you need to be aware of how that would be received in your locker room, how it would be received by Donovan Mitchell, because they got a good thing there, and that's the type of thing so for the same reasons, if you're the Thunder, you have all the assets to go get Giannis, but do you start doing something like that when you just won a championship and you've got great chemistry, everybody loves each other? Like, just leave it alone. Like, you need to be aware of what a LeBron thing dropping into your locker room would do to your locker room.
That's true. I mean, on the flip side, you could argue the other way and say, well, they're fifth in the East. No one thinks they're winning a championship this year, and LeBron coming back could be the veteran presence they need to get them over the hump. Like, I mean, you could argue it both ways, I feel like.
We got all July, buddy. We got all July to do that. Hit your button.
Number 3.
Oh, Victor Wembanyama went nuts last night. Did you see him?
He continues to impress me, GP.
He continues to be an impressive 22-year-old young man. Spurs 111, Rockets 99. Last night, we don't have to spend much time on this. I mean, I don't need 7 minutes to tell you how awesome Wemby is. 28 points, 16 rebounds, 5 blocks. So if you break that down like this, a 25-15-5 game. Last night was his second 25-point, 15-rebound, 5-block game of the season. He's got 2. The entire rest of the NBA, every other player, stack them on top of each other. Every other game that's been played, stack them on top of each other. The entire rest of the NBA has one such game of 25 points, 15 rebounds, and at least 5 blocks. Victor Wembanyama now has 2 after last night. He's special, only 22, future face of everything. Perhaps sports, just broadly speaking sports, future face of everything.
Yeah, I think I'm so fascinated by what they do in the playoffs this year, because I do think that you're going to get, like, let's say that they're a second round exit or something like that. I do think that team is going to say, okay, we need to move guys and get in the pieces to win the championship right now, because his window is now, man. His window is right now. Yeah.
His
and I don't think anybody thought it would be this fast. I really don't.
Well, his window might be right now with De'Aaron Fox and Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper.
Yep. They got a good team.
They can do this team. I mean, they beat the Thunder twice. Like, I think after what we saw last season from the Thunder and the beginning of this season from the Thunder, it was just like, okay, everybody else is playing for second. But I don't believe that's what everybody believes anymore. Like, I've seen people suggest, like basketball people, not just random folks, but like people who get paid to follow the sport. Oh, this Spurs team with Wemby being like this, yes, they can challenge the Thunder. Don't make them the favorite over the Thunder yet in the West, but yeah, they can challenge the Thunder. This thing ain't the Thunder going back to back. That thing is not a guarantee.
It reminds me a lot of the Nuggets championship run. Like, it feels like that they could be in that situation where it's just like, all right, I'm putting everybody on my back and we're gonna do this year. Like, it does seem similar to that in a way.
All right, congratulations to Wemby. He keeps making history.
Number 3.
Sorry.
Number 4.
I watched.
That's okay, man.
Let me tell you one of the enjoyable things about staying up till 5 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast.
What's that?
At least now, the Australian Open's going on. So
I've been watching too. I do too.
I never watched tennis, like never. I grew up watching tennis, like Andre Agassi, Michael Chang, Jim Courier, Yvonne Lendl. Like, I just named more tennis players from my childhood, than I could name right now.
I think you watch more than you're giving yourself credit for. I feel like we've talked a ton of tennis over the past year.
I don't watch it that much. I might bring it up sometimes, but when I was growing up, Jennifer Capriati, Steffi Graf,
okay.
Monica Seles, I watched all of it. I don't watch it much anymore, but I have this reminder every time I turn it on. Certainly in a Grand Slam. Tennis is great. It's fun to watch. It's a great sport. Tennis is fun to like. I like watching tennis. I just don't make time for it.
It is great. I agree.
So last night I was watching Arina Sabalenka. She's the number 1 ranked player in the world. So she cruises through the semifinals. No real issues last night. So I've been doing this long enough to know if you're watching the post-match interviews on a Wednesday/Thursday in late January from the Australian Open, it's time to tuck yourself in and call it a night.
It's time to go to bed. Yeah, when did that take place? At like 4 a.m.?
Oh, it was later than that.
Yeah, I thought so.
It was closer to 5. So congratulations to her. She will now play another woman in the Australian Open final. If I knew who that was, I'd tell it to you. But we'll figure it out, and then we'll watch it.
I can tell you who it is. I got a little.
Let's see if you can pronounce it. You might be able to tell me who it is, but I don't know if you're gonna be able to pronounce it.
I know I can. I got a little something on it. I got it right here. It is. She is going to be facing off against Arena.
Yep.
Wait.
Told you.
Wait.
Could have just let it go. Could have just moved on. You could have just hit story number 5. But now
Arena Sabalenka.
Now no, Bennett, that's who we're talking about.
I mean, Alina, I'm sorry. I was looking at the Alina Raducanu.
Yeah, you could have just. I was trying to get you to story number 5. Now you're tongue twisted.
We got Carlos in primetime tonight, so that'd be fun.
All right, I can't wait.
Number 5.
Inception, Clueless, and Before Sunrise are among the 25 films selected for preservation by the National Film Registry. Bennett, you sent me this morning.
I did.
Congratulations to everybody involved. I trust you've seen all 3 movies. I bet you probably own all 3 movies.
Well, it's actually 25 movies that were listed. We don't have time to go through all those. Some of them were silent films. Karate Kid has made the national. These are basically these are films. I've got it written down right here. These are films that are culturally, historically, or aesthetically relevant that require preservation. And so, yes, Karate Kid is one of them. I know that's one of your favorite movies from when you were a child.
From my childhood?
Yes.
I mean, you went to the movie. I have a memory of this. You go to the movies, you see Karate Kid, and then you home and your neighbor has a trampoline in his backyard, and so then you practice doing crane kicks on the trampoline.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, also The Incredibles. Love The Incredibles.
I love The Incredibles so much. It's so good. I love it.
Everybody loves The Incredibles. And then Before Sunrise, like genuinely one of the more enjoyable movies. Maybe it's because I met it at a certain point in my life. I didn't see Before Sunrise when it came out. I think it came out in 1995. I didn't see it then. By the time I saw it, Before Sunset, the sequel had already come out. And so I sat down one night and watched Before Sunrise and Before Sunset back to back. And oh, buddy, that's like a great 4. That is.
Yeah.
Those are perfect films.
Yes, I agree. I've only seen the first one, so I need to dive into the trilogy.
The first one especially, and it's Ethan Hawke, and it's just really just 2 people, 2 strangers who meet walking around Europe. It's a I don't know, it's a romanticized day in Europe of just 2 people really hanging out.
Yep.
And it is if you've never seen it, it is wonderful. The sequel is wonderful. The third part gets a little like real life hits you right in the face. But buddy, they were in love once upon a time. They loved each other once upon a time.
Well, the reason that I sent this to you is because one of my all-time favorite movies, The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing, was also included on this. That's a great snow movie. It takes place in Antarctica. It's a great snow movie, and you know how much I love horror movies, and so I was really excited to see this movie that's had like a renaissance over the past couple years, but to see it get a lot of love, that was really cool to see.
Hey, Bennett, if that makes you happy, it makes me happy. So
it absolutely does.
Congrats to The Thing and the 24 other films that have been selected for preservation by the National Film Registry. Be back with Carry Out.
Memphis, Monday, February 16th. Tickets and Ringsider packages on sale now.
The long goodbye begins. A very special evening with Journey. Final Frontier Tour. Journey. Tickets are on sale now at journeymusic.com. Your chance to say goodbye to the songs that changed our lives. Journey. Final Frontier Tour.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzly stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
Watching the Grizzlies is easy with FanDuel Sports Network. If you have cable or satellite, you're all set. Find us on your channel lineup. You can also use your TV provider login to watch games on the FanDuel Sports Network app. No cable or satellite? Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network online. You can also watch on Prime Video by adding a FanDuel Sports Network subscription. Not sure where to start? Visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com to learn more.
The only thing better than Saturday Night Hoops is when it comes with an exclusive Grizz hoodie. Every Saturday this season, $60 gets you a Grizzlies ticket and a limited edition Grizzlies hoodie. 4 different hoodie designs dropping across 4 Saturday games. Not sold anywhere else. Don't miss your shot to collect all 4 designs. Grab your tickets and gear up now at grizzlies.com/Saturday.
Nation, celebrate the outstanding women who have impacted your community with the Game Change Her Award presented by Nike. Honorees will receive 4 tickets to a Grizzlies game where their impact will be recognized on court. Submit your nominations at grizzlies.com/GameChangeHer by Saturday, January 31st. That's this Saturday. Again, the deadline for nominations this Saturday, January 31st. You can do it at grizzlies.com/GameChangeHer. Let's do carryout.
It's time for GP's Carryout. One final segment filled with stuff to take with you. It's not everything you need to know, but it's most of it. What did we miss today?
Well, we talked NBA and 5 more things, but we didn't get to this, so let's get to it now. Disappointing news. Steven Adams, our old friend Steve-O, he's done for the season, left ankle surgery. We don't like that, do we?
No, man, I'm bummed for him. He's obviously, even going back to his days with the Grizzlies, dealt with lower leg issues, and so it's a bummer. I'm bummed for him. I mean, I think that they have as good of a chance to compete in the West as any of these top 6 teams, and so that's a big piece of it. I mean, they've been playing well without him when he's been sidelined, but still, he was a big part of that thing. So I'm bummed for Steve-O.
Get well soon, Steve-O, out for the season, left ankle surgery.
What's today's biggest game?
I'll take you to FedEx Forum, Florida Atlantic at Memphis, 7 p.m. ESPN2. Tigers 1.5-point favorite, total 151.5. Bennett, how you gonna act?
W last night, thank you, Houston. And we will continue to roll tonight because my alma mater is going to get a much-needed win over the Owls of FAU.
Bennett, I hope you're right. Tip-off 7 o'clock. Bennett says lay the 1.5 with the Tigers.
What are we watching on TV?
Free Burt is a new show on Netflix. It's number 3 in TV shows as of last night. Stars Burt Kreischer, the stand-up comedian, most famous, I think, for taking his shirt off a lot. Mm-hmm. You know that guy who takes his shirt off all the time?
Yeah, I know him. Yeah, he's cool.
Can I interest you in Free Burt?
I got a lot of stuff to watch, man. A lot of stuff to catch up on. What's so captivating about Free Burt?
I don't know. I mean, I can't tell you that, but here's the premise.
What's the premise?
The premise is this. The premise is he tries to fit into Beverly Hills society when his daughters attend an elite private school. It's like the Beverly Hillbillies with Burt Kreischer.
Oh, so this isn't like a reality TV show.
No.
This is a scripted show.
This feels like a scripted show. I believe it's a scripted show.
I don't know. I don't know about all that.
6 episodes, season 1. They're about 25 minutes each. I saw him the other day in the airport.
Did you really? Did you say hey?
Yeah. No.
Oh.
He looked like he was in a hurry.
Yeah, I got
but we were both at LaGuardia, and And I was getting my bags, and he already had his bags, and he was hightailing it out of there. And I was like, I think that's that fella that takes his shirt. I think that's that fella that takes his shirt off all the time. And it was. But I just let him go. I didn't want to bother him. I didn't want to bother him. So anyway, if you want to watch him on Netflix, you can. Freebird right now, available on your Netflix app.
What's the best thing we've read?
Top 25 and 1 updated this morning. I wrote about Houston, our old buddies Houston, the school that got Bennett, another victory last night. If you are really going to turn your attention to the NBA draft, they got a freshman named Kingston Flemings, who is awesome. He had 27 points last night, now projected to be a top 5 pick, certainly a top 10 at worst. You can read about that at cbssports.com.
What's on tap for tomorrow?
Tomorrow's going to be Friday. I should be home for the first time in 11 days, I think, God willing. Last time I was in Memphis, January 19th.
Here.
I miss you. I've been to New York, Idaho, the state of Washington, but not the state of Tennessee or Mississippi in a while.
It's lonely in here by myself.
I know, Ben. I'm going to try to see you
There's no one
tomorrow.
here. There's been no one here all week. I'm lonely, man. I'm just by myself up here.
I'm gonna give you a hug tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll look back at Florida Atlantic Memphis. Get ready for Grizz Pelicans. Should be a fun show. Looking forward to it already. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll try to enjoy mine. Meet back here tomorrow at 10. Till then, be careful, be kind, be good. Rep your hood.